Whether you're a first-time cruiser or a seasoned cruiser, you might be making some of these main dining room mistakes that can affect your cruise, or at the very least, your cruise dining experience. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, cruise lines over the last couple of years have made some changes, and it does mean there are a few things that we need to know to get the most out of the cruise dining experience. Now, in this video, I'm sharing the cruise dining mistakes, cruise etiquette mistakes, as well as tips and tricks that you'll want to know before you go. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Now, by the way, I did really want to make sure that this video was helpful both for people who are going on a cruise for the first time, as well as people who have gone on 20 cruises. So while I am going to include a lot of updates, I'm going to make sure that I cover the basics as well. All right, mistake number one is not knowing that the main dining room is included. Well, there is a caveat to that, so I am going to share that part. But first, if you think that the buffet is the only thing that's included on your cruise, or maybe a casual option like burgers or pizza at the pool, no, the main dining room is included. And of course, that is for first-time cruisers. But the other thing, especially for seasoned cruisers who maybe haven't gone on a cruise in a couple of years, something that you need to know, over the last couple of years, we are seeing that on the main dining room menu, there are some specialty dining options, or maybe a surf and turf, a lobster tail that is available at an upcharge. Mistake number two is not making dining reservations when available. Yes, in the main dining room. Now, most cruise lines do have a traditional dining time that you can choose for 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. as an example, but a lot of people do prefer an open dining. Now, an open dining doesn't necessarily mean that you can walk in at any time. A lot of cruise lines actually still suggest that people use the reservation system either before their cruise or even once on their cruise. And in that way, you are not going to have to wait in like a long line with everybody else who wants to eat at 7 p.m. Now, while in some cases you can make those reservations before your cruise on the cruise line app, you can usually do them once you're on board. Mistake number three is going to the main dining room on the first night of your cruise and assuming that that is the experience that you can expect for the entire rest of the cruise. Now, I mentioned this because a lot of times I will see people review their cruise and talk about the first night of the cruise and talk about how hectic it was as they waited to get into the main dining room, or even as they were in the main dining room and they had a long wait, or things were just a little bit chaotic. Well, something to remember is that for the crew, although of course they're working from day to day and everything's kind of the same, the turnaround day or embarkation day is actually the most challenging for them. And that is the night where you are going to see some disorganization and some chaos. Now, I do have a little bit of a suggestion. If you are thinking about doing any specialty dining, and you do not have to, but if that is your plan, I actually have started to do specialty dining on the first night of the cruise, and then I completely avoid that chaos. Now, I am curious if you've noticed that as well, and if you have any strategies, please let me know down in the comments below. Only going to the main dining room for dinner. Yes, it is a mistake to not go to the main dining room for breakfast or lunch, or these days, a sea day brunch. We have many cruise lines that on sea days do offer a sea day brunch, and it is quite a nice combination of some up-leveled breakfast options along with some interesting lunch choices. And by the way, for anybody who assumes that the main dining room breakfast is just the same as the main dining room buffet, I beg to differ. The items are actually made fresh. You can actually make special requests. So for instance, if there are pancakes and you say, you know what, I'd love to have some blueberry pancakes or some banana pancakes, you can make those special requests as well. And you can have a little bit of the luxury of being served, which is quite nice if you're not in a rush. All right, let's talk technology. Not checking the cruise line app before you go. That is because many cruise lines on their app actually have the menu available for lunch, for breakfast, and certainly for dinner. Not all of them do have it available for breakfast and lunch, but I am thinking about Holland America that has one of the best previews of their menus that I have seen on any cruise line. But by checking the menu before you go, if you are considering other dining options besides the main dining room, or when you're going to do specialty dining or even a specialty night, then that allows you to make the best choice possible. Not asking for off menu or even simple items. Now, I know a lot of people would be surprised, but if you want chicken noodle soup, they actually make a pretty good chicken noodle soup on many cruise lines, and they will have that available. Although I don't think I've ever seen it on the menu. Now, other items that you can ask for, and personally I love asking for this, is a cheese plate. Now, sometimes this is actually on the dessert menu and you won't see it till the end of the meal, but if you ask for it as an appetizer, that can usually be provided. Now, likewise, if you want to have a fruit plate at the end of your meal, or even a sorbet or a scoop of ice cream, just ask. Now, something a lot of seasoned cruisers swear by is asking for Indian food. Now, even if you don't see Indian food on the menu, and I have to say, this is actually a change that has started on several cruise lines, and I am going to talk about one cruise line that really has revamped their menus and the dining options and the presentation to include a really good Indian dish. But if this is something that you enjoy, keep in mind that a lot of the chefs, a lot of the cooks, they enjoy and make excellent Indian and even Asian foods. Now, by the way, if you're planning a cruise and you want to make sure that you stay organized from the time that you book your cruise all the way through embarkation and unfortunately disembarkation, I do have the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner includes cruise packing lists, cruise embarkation date checklists, cruise shore excursion planning forms, and more. And the best part is, because it is a downloadable printable planner, you can print out only the pages that you want for as many cruises as you go on. Now, I'll leave all of the information about the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner linked down below in the description of this video, as well as a pinned comment in case you want to check it out. Not knowing that you might be charged for an extra entree or main dish. Now, this is a change from even a couple of years ago, where we do have a couple of cruise lines that are charging $5 extra for additional main dishes, or sometimes for a third main dish. Now, there certainly is more than enough food in the main dining room, but this is something to know. So just check when you are on your cruise. But something that you can do is order multiple appetizers if you want. Some people, what they like to do is even order 2 appetizers instead of a main dish. Personally, I really love that. And you can share with other people at the table as well. But one thing that I do want to mention is, if for whatever reason you don't love your main dish, even if that particular cruise line, as an example, MSC, does have an additional charge of $5 for another main dish, if you don't like it, you just have to let your waiter know and they'll bring you another plate without question. If you are part of a large group, don't assume that you can all sit together, at least not without making those arrangements. Now, sometimes people go on a cruise and maybe they're 10 or they're 15 or they're 20 people, and they assume that they can all dine at the same time and at the same table, or at least in the same area. You have to imagine that cruise lines actually are trying to accommodate oftentimes between 3,000 and maybe 6,000 people. So if you do have a large group, firstly, make sure that you're all linked together. And it's a good idea to go down to the main dining room and speak to the maitre d' ahead of time. And the maitre d' will do their very best to accommodate you and find solutions. Not informing the cruise line if you have dietary restrictions or allergies. Now, cruise lines take this very seriously. We've been in the galley before where they have a complete separate sections, sometimes even more than one portion of the galley that's dedicated to food allergies and restrictions. And they have an entire way that they deal with that, but they absolutely have to know. So ahead of time, if possible, let the cruise line know through your booking or your travel agent. And as well, when you're on the cruise, you can speak to the maitre d' or a supervisor. And most of the time, the waiter is going to ask as well, but if they don't, make sure you remind them. Now, speaking of dietary restrictions, sometimes people will say to me, oh, I don't see gluten-free options on the menu, or I don't see vegan options on the menu. Well, just to let you know, many cruise lines actually have a complete other menu. So not something I would see because I'm not vegan and I'm not gluten-free. So I won't actually get that menu, but it is available. In fact, when we were on Carnival last year, we were quite surprised to see the variety of options that actually mimicked the menu that other people had in the dining room. Assuming that the main dining room dinner is going to take you 2 hours. Now, I have to say, it potentially could. It's definitely taken us an hour and a half to 2 hours at times. But cruise lines have actually heard people say they would like to have a little bit more of an expedited dining. And cruise lines have started to give a couple of options. Now, we do have Carnival that actually tested out express dining over the last few months, and coming very soon across the entire fleet, they are actually rolling out their express dining, which is very cool. Now, when we were on Princess Cruises on Star Princess and Sun Princess, they actually have not their main dining room, but they have the Americana diner that does have a sit-down dinner. So it's still a little bit more casual than the main dining room, but it is sit-down. And it is also express. Now, even if your cruise line doesn't offer this, when you go to the dining room, you can just let your waiter know, is it possible that we can have an expedited service? Maybe you're going to a show. We've definitely done this before. And you can even ask for your appetizer and your main dish and even your dessert to all come at the same time. All right, a little bit of cruise etiquette, and it might not even be what you think. But first, I am going to mention, do not be late, especially if you have traditional dining that starts, let's say, at 5:45 or 8:30. It really is meant to be at that specific time, so do make sure that you show up. Now, if you're on traditional dining, your waiter is typically expecting you the next evening. So if you don't plan to show up, it's absolutely fine. Maybe you go to a specialty restaurant, maybe you're doing pizza by the pool, but do, give them a call or let them know ahead of time, as otherwise your waiter might ask the other guests. When it comes to clothing, try to adhere to the dress codes, at least generally. And in particular, if you think that you might want to wear shorts to the main dining room, we do have a couple of cruise lines, including Celebrity, that frown upon it, and they have been known to turn guests away. Now, one thing that I really never hear anybody talk about, but I did think was just a little bit of a good tip, is when you are ordering and you're looking at your menu and you'd like to order, what you want to do is actually close your menu to indicate to the waiter that you are ready. And that will actually shave a few minutes off your waiting time. Now, speaking of waiters, it's a mistake to not ask your waiter what they recommend. And by the way, I do have one more that is pretty important, but I did want to share this one first. So your waiter actually sees what people don't eat. And they see this every single week. They see what is really popular. They hear people's feedback. So your waiter's recommendation might be the best dining secret. Skipping the main dining room to eat at the specialty restaurants. Now, I have to say, I really do like the specialty restaurants. And typically we try to do 2 or 3 specialty dinners during our 7-day cruises. But I have to tell you, one of the reasons was because, we started to notice maybe about 3 or 4 years ago that the main dining room food just wasn't as enticing or even as well presented as it was in the past. Something that we've noticed, and I think that cruise lines have noticed the feedback from real guests, real cruisers, is that actually the presentation and the food quality, in my opinion, is increasing. We noticed this on Celebrity over the last year. We have seen this on Princess Cruises, and most recently, we have been seeing this on Carnival as well. And I have no doubt this is across other cruise lines. Oh, MSC. Yes, if you notice the reviews from people, while 3 or 4 years ago they weren't as good, they are actually much better now. So if you've been avoiding the main dining room, I would actually re-look at this. In fact, we were recently at a Carnival event where we got a chance to see some of their upgraded presentation, and I have to say, it was very appealing. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know, what are some of your cruise dining tips and mistakes that you think people should avoid, or even that you may have made in the past. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.